Welcome back to The Middle Ground. I'm your host, Key, and we're reporting live from the Honey Queen Juice Bar. Welcome back to The Middle Ground. Let's talk about communication between the sexes.
All right.
Now, as we often discuss, we talk about this, what seems to be a gender war between the men and the women in our community, right? We always talk about on the very far left, we have you guys' favorite, Mr. Kevin Samuels. And then on the right, we have somebody like Cynthia G, or someone that has very extreme talking points. So we know that right now, unfortunately, we're being pulled apart. So let's talk about communication. Would you guys say that black men and black women communicate in the way that is loving?
No. Maybe. Sometimes.
Expound.
So I feel like do we communicate in a loving way? It just depends on in what circles you're in, where you are, what area you govern.
That's true.
Okay, because...
But just generally in our community, is it a part of our culture to communicate to each other in a loving way?
Oh, we don't. No.
Like, fuck you.
No,
Niggas ain't shit.
Yeah, that is definitely a narrative that is more popular than let me help you heal.
Yes, absolutely.
It's totally
Facts.
that. I hear more of that than loving words. I definitely hear fuck niggas get money way more than
Why has our culture become so toxic? Why does it seem like, why do we communicate in this negative way towards each other?
It's actually made more money to be vulgar towards each other than to.
So you think it's profitable? You think it's a money thing?
Yeah, but not for. Well, I mean, I would say for us, but for others, like, just think about the music industry. Future can come out with the most. I'm gonna call it garbage. It might sound good, but I'm gonna call it garbage because the message is trash.
Right.
But he gonna make way more money. Okay, coming out with a new project. All he gotta talk about is lean, putting bullshit in your system, fucking the next bitch wife, and being a fuckboy of the century. Okay, that is
actually his content summed up.
Right, and it's gonna be profitable. If Music Soul Child was to come out right now with the most loving songs, okay, Love Don't Change Part 2, good vibes, neo soul, he's not gonna make as much money as Future, okay? And Future's gonna drop labels and do all this extra shit that is detrimental to us, but makes him money and makes us look bad. But music had the same message over and over too, as consistent as Future. Okay, but Music Soul Child ain't hidden because don't nobody want to be all in their feelings as much as they want to say fuck bitches get money.
You know what? I think that you're absolutely right, and I think that because it's not only profitable, but it also feeds into the agenda of separation. Like, we do know historically that the black men and the black women have always been, there's always been a war against our union.
Yeah.
And I feel like by way of the music and using, unfortunately, some of these popular rap artists and things like that, they help to push the divide. Because they do, it's like over here in the corner, it's like if you have all the men huddled up and you telling them, don't love these hoes, or don't invest in a woman, just get what you can from her and discard her. Don't build a family, don't put your wealth back in your community. So it's basically promoting all of these toxic characteristics, because when you're trying to destabilize it and subjugate people into perpetuity, and when you're trying to destabilize community, it makes sense for you to have their men partaking in things that does not build a community or that does not progress the next generation. If you think about it in that context, if you think about it in the case of war, if you think about it in case of conquering and controlling a people, it makes sense that you would keep their men stupid and really trivializing materialistic things and being into things that are not of substance. And I think that's why we see. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah. Well, what do you think Megan Thee Stallion play in all this? Because, for instance,
Her too.
Because it's all fuck niggas and this and that. What they could do for her and all this other stuff. But look though.
I like Megan Thee Stallion.
She don't talk about her getting a degree or nothing like that. She don't talk about her. She ain't talking about her getting into a relationship. But it's a part of her brand. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So. And
relationships is a part of her brand too.
Who?
Relationships is a part of her brand. Okay, but look, her life, unlike Future, you can't. That's a different. If we're talking about like those two celebrities, I think they both represent toxicity, because Megan Thee Stallion, and she would be on the other side, telling women that she represents like have a good time, have fun. Like she represents like hot girl summer. Like she represents like summer. Like it's fun. Let's dance. Let's twerk. Let's have drinks. Let's whatever. But it is a part of her brand. She is a college graduate, and she is in a stable relationship.
And she works out, and she doesn't have a fake body. And like, she represents positivity.
Whereas Future, his brand it's just giving it's giving I'm gonna leave you irresponsible with your seed. It's given anybody can get a baby from me if they jack it right. It's given
do you want to cry in a Porsche or a Honda? Okay, that's what he says.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it's given.
But I'm gonna tell you why I want to interject on what you said though.
Right.
Because I'm all for equality, my guy. So, yes, Meg Thee Stallion plays a part in this. But you know what? After years and years of listening to y'all say the same bullshit, we getting our get back. You know what I be saying?
Get back.
We get our get back. Yes.
Oh,
First
so
it was
it's about
fuck bitches. No, it's about equality. You're missing it. Okay? On the same song where Biggie said, fuck bitches get money, Lil Kim said, fuck niggas get money too. So we just doing what y'all was doing, okay? So it's not like,
because it's profitable.
Yeah.
It's just as profitable for men as it is for women.
Right.
People don't want to see, unfortunately, like she gave the example of Music Soul Child. So I'm going to go ahead and give an example of like a Lauryn Hill or an Indy Irie or a Jill Scott. Okay. These are amazing artists who are talented, but they're not booty bouncing. They don't have it all hanging out. They're not revealing. So that's why Megan Thee Stallion.
Jill took a turn a little bit. She was sucking her mic. Okay.
Well,
she was.
That's not taking a turn. That's just entertaining.
That was some thottery right there on stage.
That was a thottery.
She was performing. She was performing. That's called a quality performance.
No, she was
from an astounding artist.
Okay, and she made all the men think of her twice.
Exactly, because we will never forget that mic. But I think it's just it's because these people, like you said, they play into the agenda, and the agenda is division. And I think that, but we don't realize that. We just see each other as a problem, and we don't realize that we're being puppeted. And it's unfortunate that we have roadblocks and challenges that are being placed in front of us and between us, and we are responding to the challenges instead of the person who put them there.
Yeah, a lot of us, we really got a lot of mommy and daddy issues. A lot of us black men have mommy issues for sure.
Talk about it.
Yeah, because it's like you can hear it in certain speeches, you know, in certain like red pill society type of talks and everything. Where they,
like those fresh and fit dudes.
Yeah, it's like they projecting their own insecurity upon other people, but it's like that's unnecessary. Like that fresh and fit type of people, because it's like, let's say if I don't date with black women, right? If I just mess with Hispanics and white chicks and everything like that, you know, why would I need to put y'all down for me to do what I do?
Unless you have a personal, internalized self-hate, you know, within.
Yeah, that's why I say like a lot of us have mommy issues, and we don't know how to forgive our mothers for what they did.
I agree with you, and it's funny you say that, because I'm realizing more and more that a lot of men, they do that. They'll project if they have issues with their mother. Unfortunately, it's hard for them to separate, and it's their sisters too. It's not just mother, it's like women in their life that is a non-sexual relationship, or that is another type of intimate relationship. If they have been damaging, like I've talked to guys who had issues with their sisters and their moms, and those guys, I tell them like, dog, you need to get some help. Therapy is what is what is given.
It's giving broken.
Right, it's giving broken. It's giving you need to heal. It's giving waiting to exhale, because it's just like, you should not be comparing every woman that you meet that is obviously not your mother, not your sister, or your aunts, or all these, maybe the women that you came from were hood rats, and I empathize with you. But that does not mean that every woman that you meet in the community is going to, you see one thing that, like, she might laugh loud, oh, you a hood rat like my mom. Well, no, I'm still educated. I just like to laugh.
I like to be entertained.
I like to be entertained.
Hardy hard.
I like to laugh. I'm a boisterous laugher.
Okay.
But you're not lying when you say that. I mean, I've had guys tell me on first dates, like, yeah, I do have mommy issues. My mom lied to me about who my dad was. So maybe that could segue us to a different point. Like, how do these mothers play into the trauma of a lot of these men?
I mean, okay, look, this is my thing.
Oh, wait. Shanice looks like she got something to say.
I mean, mean, I just think that's an important question because I feel like the most common question I hear relating to that topic is just like daddy issues. Like, oh, women have daddy issues and that's what's causing, you know what I mean? And like, so, but I don't often hear people talking about guys with mother issues. And I think that that's honestly like a more deep-rooted thing because, you know, your mother is a person you're supposed to go to for care and, you know, to be right, to be nurtured and all of that. And so when there's like kind of a rupture in that relationship, and then there's also no type of intervention, you know, because therapy, which we might talk about a bit later, but is not necessarily something, and honestly it's changing as of late. I feel like with our generation we're kind of changing that where, you know, therapy and mental health is something that is appropriate to be talked about and important, but I would say like prior to, there was nothing to really intervene in terms of those ruptures that were happening in the relationship between, you know, mothers and their sons. And I think too that can be maybe because the mothers were dealing with the trauma between them and the father, or you know what I mean, and that's just it's just becoming a cycle, you know what I mean. So I feel like the first thing for sure has to be some type of accountability, and recognizing that this is what's happening. So the fact that we're even having a conversation about mother issues is already like a step in the right direction, and then again, like, and not really like pointing the finger, because we'll be in here looking like Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man meme, because it's like someone will be like, well, because your father wasn't there, well, it's because his mother wasn't there, well, your dad wasn't, like, it's like a whole thing, you know. So it's like, okay, where do we go from here?
I mean, how can we start communicating between each other, black men and black women, in love?
I would say communicating with ourselves first and figuring out exactly like what it is, what happened in the past that's like causing us to have these behaviors, and like recognizing the patterns within ourselves. So definitely I think being accountable, and then once we go from there, move forward. That works.
Okay. Well, I feel like we need to deal with compassion with each other. Because you never know what that other person is going through. You know, because.
And especially black folks, we go through so much on a day-to-day basis. We should absolutely be compassionate. That is excellent.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I gotta say for now.